Welcome to CS Radio. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 234 of CS Radio. I'm Jay Michael DeAngelis.
I'm Natty Leach.
Natty, you're so close to me
I'm
today.
way closer than usual.
But with good reason.
Okay.
We have a special guest who's usually on the other side of the camera. It's our producer, Lorna Lin. She's our guest today.
Hi, first time to be on this side of the camera. Thank you for having me today.
Yeah, we're so excited. We did mention when we came back this semester, you were away in the spring, and so it's great to have you back helping us produce, but now we're getting a chance to have you as a guest because we want to hear what you did all spring. Yeah. So you were part of the Penn In Washington program.
Yes, I was. Last spring, I participated in the Penn In Washington program at the 2025 spring cohort where I interned at the Senate while participating at a Penn course at DC, at the Penn Biden Center. So basically, you take Penn courses, but taught by Washington, DC instructor, and you also do internships there while you take courses. Wow,
yeah. So it sounds like it's pretty intense. So you're working all day, and then you're going to class at night. What was that experience like? Just that that sort of two different lives at the same time kind of thing.
Yeah, it's so interesting because 9 to 5 you're working, and then 6 to 9 you're at school. So you're taking evening classes. All the classes are evening classes. 6 to 8 sometimes could go further depending on the instructor. And right after work, you only have 1 hour to get dinner, and thank God they provide food for us. We got Wawa every single.
Oh wow, Wawa all the way down in DC.
All the way in DC.
Yeah, Wawa. So
nothing but the best.
Yeah, and then 6 to 8 or 9 taking courses, and I took American domestic politics and foreign politics at DC.
That sounds incredible. I mean, we know from past episodes that you have interest in political science. You were the one who got us Professor Eisenhower to come on the show and talk with us. So what was it like being a part of the senator's office?
Oh, it was amazing. You get to participate at the history. I don't know about other jobs out there, but being participating in the public sectors where you get to actually witness how history makes progress, at the same time acknowledging that everything you do is contributing toward public service. That's super amazing, and I'm glad that I studied political science, also economics.
There's so much that you see that direct impact, I imagine. And you were telling us before about even just the idea of there being cameras all around. It raises the stakes of it feeling even more important than if you were just in an office somewhere, even for a bigger company.
Yeah, I mean, first time being on camera. Normally, cameras around me at the Senate. CNN news reporters are there almost every day. News reporter with their big camera, just like the setting here today. And you have to walk around the camera, making sure you're not in the camera.
So you have to pass the notes over to people for
yeah,
and
then and then I shadowed my senator one time, and just camera actually lighting all at you, and you had to pretend I didn't see them. Don't shake in the camera. Don't shake in the camera. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here they're just kind of discreetly mounted on the walls. It's easier to ignore, but yeah, the CNN crew's following you around. It's hard to ignore that.
Every day is red carpet.
So it's really interesting. I mean, I think that the Penn In Washington program is so unique, and in terms of, this podcast, just the idea that you're having a work experience during the school year, really focused one where not that the studies are completely secondary, but most of your day is, you're working and then you're taking those classes at night. So did you feel like you got a really good sense of what it would be like to work full-time in Washington?
Yeah, so I think being able to work at the same time learn is very different, because as a student in classroom, you do a lot of learning. You learn a lot of theory, and then when you start working, it's a complete new different life. But then combining the two, it's you get to experience application at the same time, the knowledge that you learn from classroom, so applying it, because working is so much different from being in a classroom. So you get to see what can be applied, what not applied. At the same time, it gives you a better idea of like what kind of career you want to build in the future, whether or not public service will be better or private sectors. So it gives me like a broader sense of what I imagine my future career to be coming up.
Yeah. I don't want to dominate the conversation.
Well, I was
about
just thinking,
that.
like you already work with us
Right.
here on
Yes.
campus, so there's that specific element of it. And yet it also feels a little bit different because, like you said, it's much more tangible related to what you do. I always think a lot about how my own experience at NYU, it was flipped from the Penn experience. Like every internship that we had at NYU tended to be fall or spring because you're in New York City during the fall and the spring. So it was much more expected to do that, whereas here at Penn, it's so much more the norm to do things over the summer. So I think it's really cool that you had a chance to do that experience, especially one that merged with the two of those. Remind me, like, just going back to the start, like, why did this program excite you in the first place? Like, what really got you excited about going to DC for the whole semester?
So before going to DC, before Penn in Washington, I've been thinking a lot on modern politics and modern global connection. So what does it mean? The question that I went to DC having was, what is government like in the age of polarization, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I was just exploring this topic because I want to see what is that like in Washington, D.C., the center of sovereignty and also global events. What's that like? And I went there and I've witnessed a lot of stuff. Being present, it's like, wow. And you get to witness, I also learned that power isn't just speaking up. It's just like also listening to different perspective, to different who are different than you, with different perspective, different political background than you, and also education level as well. And being able to like acknowledge at the same time, really putting that sense of like idea into your work every day. It's like cool because it's not something that you will experience in the classroom, and that got me very interested in public sectors. However, I'm also interested in private sectors, this gray area of public-private partnership and how to make democracy more effective and how to make corporatism more humanizing. And so, yeah, I was there exploring these questions. I thought I would get an answer out of my DC experience, but that left me with more questions because there's a lot of
surprised, yeah.
There's a lot of questions that can't be answered, and everyone diverges once they started working. All the questions that you have, the big questions, they no longer have an answered, and that's the biggest takeaway I said.
In some ways, even though you're only 90 minutes from or 2 hours from Philadelphia, it's almost like a study abroad experience. And you've already told us off camera that one of the things you liked was that you got to meet a lot of non-Penn students who were also doing internships or were there for different programs. So what was that like?
DC is like an intern hub. There's definitely a lot of Penn students. There are some Penn students interning at DC, also non-Penn students from different part of the world, also some from Germany. There are also from people from California, West Virginia, Texas, and they mostly apply to, for example, their representative's office or senator's office. For example, my roommate, she interned at Senator Ted Cruz of Texas office, and she's from Texas. So and I'm from Delaware, so I interned at the Delaware Senator's office, and you get to see students from different states and also different political views to intern at DC at the same time. You get to also acknowledge that they're not from the same school as Penn, so get to learn from them as well.
All different kinds of perspectives. Yeah. So when you came in today, we were like, "Oh, Lorna, you've dressed for the camera." And Natty and I look like we just got out of bed.
My hoodie on.
But you said, "Well, it's not just for the podcast. You've got a bunch of info sessions today." So I'm curious. You went out to DC. You had this internship, but you're still looking at other things. You said we've got Goldman Sachs is coming today and Blackstone, right? So, where are you now with your career search? What has changed? What has come into focus? I know you're keeping your options wide open, but I'm curious.
Wow, feels like an interview question. So yeah, I'm
Well,
still very
this is an interview.
okay. I am very interested still in public sectors. I think I might go back in the future, but within the meantime, I wanted to explore the private sector. I want to build my technical skills, especially in corporate sectors, because I do think there's a lot of potential in corporatism and also in the business sectors of America. And I wanted to explore that and also honing in my technical skills before going back to DC. And also a lot of opportunities that may be open in the future and being prepared for that, and also trying to learn more about just the society overall.
Yeah.
Keeping option wide open, and I'm still exploring. I will say coming back to DC, have a very wide sense of what I want to do, still public sectors in the future, but maybe not right now. Because I do want to work on my technical skills in the corporate sectors.
I think that's great. I mean, I think that's such a wonderful part of the program, is that it's also exploratory, right? So you're getting a real taste of it. You're like, okay, I'm still interested in that, but I think there are things I need to work on, or other things I want to explore before I commit to going back to that. So I'm such a fan of that program. I think it's a real unique one at Penn, and
definitely. And what if you're looking back on that experience? What's
Yeah.
the one wow moment that you have that you feel like you're gonna take with you?
Oh my God, shadowing my senator, it's wow.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Senator even taught me how to shake hands, because senators or politicians shake hands. I don't know if it's different from how business people, how Penn shake hands. He said that it's, what do you call this?
Aim right for the mesh point.
Yes.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, it shows confident. And whether or not you would donate for a charity or fundraiser, handshakes
All right.
plays a.
Let's have a test. Lorna, it's great to meet you. I'm
Well,
ready. Open
compared
my
to
checkbook.
mine, I should have gone weaker.
No, I'm not giving any money to you.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
good. That is
See, I'm
good.
ready.
I
I'm
learned
voting
it.
Lorna.
I learned it right after I shadowed him. We took a picture together, and wow, it was a wow day.
That's amazing. I mean, what a unique experience, right?
Yes.
It's also it is very the kissing baby side of politics that people just feel like. It also reminds me of the bedside manner part of healthcare too. We were in a workshop that we heard yesterday, 2 days ago. We did that workshop where the students were talking about
it was on Friday. Yeah.
bedside manner and how important the human-facing nature of some roles is. And I think that's a great example of that from a politics perspective. Is sometimes you want people to feel confident and happy to work with you on all sorts of different things.
And I can't, from my perspective, and you've said it multiple times since you've been back, and you said it today, that something you took away, that there's real power in listening to people, and I think that's so important. It's very encouraging too.
Yeah, and sometimes a good handshake just tells you
It tells you
this
everything.
person's going to listen to me. This person's going to be a good person to talk to.
So, Lorna, if we were going to make this into a little bit of a pitch for participating in Penn in Washington, what would you tell other students who are thinking about it but aren't quite sure if it's right for them?
I say for underclassmen, freshmen, sophomore who are interested in political science and public services, also just people generally exploring for opportunities. If you want to look for impact, public service definitely the best pathway you can take. But if you're unsure, I think internship is definitely the best opportunity you can ever take, because you're a student, you're not full-time, you don't have to worry about your salary, your paycheck. You take your internship opportunity more the opportunity to learn, to explore. That's what I did during college. I just explore what I want to do, and you take your internship opportunity as a form of exploring what you want to do in public. And I want to do impact, but I don't know what impact I want to do. So I explored public sectors, and now I have a better sense. And then if you decided to not do public service or public sector, you can pivot. UPenn is not always about IB or consulting. It's not always Goldman Sachs or McKinsey. There's more politics. It's also part of Penn. There's also cinema studies. There's a lot going on, and embrace diversity of interest and talent.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've done a great job of doing that during your time, really exploring things. Something I do want to ask you about, just for people who are curious about the Penn Watch program, you had to secure that internship yourself, right?
Yeah. So you apply by yourself, just like how you apply to any other internship. Once you secure, you can only participate in Penn In Washington program if you have an internship secured.
Got it.
You can't do a DC program without an internship because you can't just be taking classes there. Because if you can also take class at Penn, so why
Right.
DC? So
Right.
yeah.
You need to have a reason to be down there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But like we said, I mean, it's a good balance of things. It's good that you were able to experience that at that time. So now you've had kind of finance and strategy kinds of experience that I know you've been looking at. You've had politics experience. You've had media experience here with us, which is an amazing combination of things that I could see you talking about in the future for almost any role that you apply to.
I guess just working on my skill, very interested in governance, media, and markets, and how the three sectors like work together and create and like operate in our society.
That's fantastic. And you took opportunities in each of those areas, so now you've got tangible experience in those three different zones, and you can really, make a career for yourself at the intersection of those things.
And all of those things are true of every industry or job.
Absolutely.
Something from that is going to come in some sort of way. I mean, even from the furthest away perspective, there are policies that affect how businesses operate or how their clients or customers engage with them for whatever reason. And their social media presence is really important, and how they communicate their message to clients is really important. So I can see you bringing so much to all of those aspects.
Yeah, society is interconnected. That's how I thought of it. So we'll see where I end.
That's great. Well, we're really excited to follow you through the rest of this semester and this school year, and we'll have you back at the table whenever there's an update.
Thank you, and so interesting to be on this side, normally on the other side.
Well, we have that camera up and running.
Yeah,
we'll
gonna
get you on camera.
We
more.
did get you briefly in the first episode. You waved, but
Okay.
but because before we, when you were here, before you went to Washington and we were set up just for audio, you were often on the microphone asking questions. So we'll definitely make sure
you
that,
asked Professor Eisenhower a lot of good questions.
Yeah, and so we have some guests lined up for later in the fall. So I'm sure you'll want to chime in. So
of course,
we've got that button rigged for that camera to spin around to you, or you can just be a disembodied voice from the table. But it's really great. I'm so glad you had a great experience in Washington. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us about it. Really
Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, it was great. So this is something we encourage Penn students to learn more about. Look into the Penn In Washington program if you decide that that's something you're interested in. Of course, you can come to Career Services to discuss your internship search for that part of it. You can always ask Lorna for advice.
Come talk to me.
Well, thanks so much. So, Lorna, you'll be back on the other side of the table next week.
Yep.
And Natty will be back over there where I'm more comfortable. And we'll see you next time on CS Radio. This podcast is produced by the University of Pennsylvania Career Services Office, a division of University Life. It was created by J. Michael DeAngelis and Amy Lynn Kirshner. Your hosts and producers are J. Michael DeAngelis and Natty Leach, and it's produced, mixed, and edited by Lorna Lin. If you like this podcast, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on Instagram and Threads at Penn Career Serve. We'll see you next time on CS Radio.